Hey everyone, this is Sark and welcome to a draft analysis. I know I've been like pretty dead for a while. Truth be told, I was kind of over draft league and then I was also on vacation, but now we're back and I'm hosting my own league for the second time. So I decided I'm gonna do a draft analysis. I decided to do some animation stuff or something, but like I am really bad at graphic design, guys. I'm like super horrible at it. So I just made a presentation because I do that for my job anyway. So I was like, might as well use it for my draft analysis videos. So anyway, let's go over SGL season 2. SGL stands for Sark's K League because I am really creative. Thank you very much. Yeah, so let's go over the rules really quickly. So basically, SGL is like an Uber's league with everything allowed. Well, almost everything. There is no species clause, but you can use Rotom Wash and Rotom Heat on the same team, but you cannot use two Rotom Wash. And like basic rules like draft clause, sleep clause, and evasion clause, shit like that. That's still there. Assist is banned. Terra is also banned this season, but we have Z moves allowed. And we have Z moves allowed because we are letting Ultra Necrozma in. And we were like, you know what? If Ultra Necrozma is gonna be there, might as well have Z moves. But the side effect is that Terrapagos is banned, which is annoying, but you know what? It is what it is. A small price to pay. Nobody cares about Terrapagos, right? I do, but still. So the premise of this league, like why I started this league, is because I was having a discussion in NCL one day, and I was like, it would be really fun to use Miraidon. And I don't know who, but like somebody said that then just start your own league. And I'm like, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I started my own league, and in season one, I did not get to use my Rhydon because I got sniped. So season two, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. It's my league. So I rigged first pick. I literally randomized the draft order as long as I got first pick. I got my first pick, and lo and behold, we have Miraidon. So I think Miraidon's really cool. I really love using it in like my Violet playthrough. Uh, it's just so fast. It hits so hard. It's just its tap combination is just amazing. So I really wanted to use Miraidon, and I have it finally. Now, obviously, I just cannot go with like one Pokemon, and the one of the other bigger threats that I see here is Calyrex Shadow Rider. But thank God for this that we're not playing in like on like Paldea decks, because honestly, that would have been a nightmare to deal with. So we have Yveltal. Yveltal is like the best Calyrex Shadow check ever made, because I don't know what Game Freak was smoking when they made Calyrex Shadow Rider. But anyway, so we have Yveltal. Yveltal's kind of fast. It has a lot of utility moves. It has Defog, Taunt, U-turn, Knockoff, and it also hits really hard with its Dark Stab. Its Flying Stab's really cool too. Just a overall great Pokemon, a great Scarfer, great Choice Specs user, great Choice Band user. Hello, like it could do a lot. Like it's really a great Pokemon, and I'm so happy to have Yveltal on my team. Now, having a Yveltal and a Miraidon is like you're asking to get a fairy move clicked against you, because both of them are weak to fairy. So I was like, what could be the next possible conclusion be that we need to be less weak to fairy? So I got a fairy of my own, Iron Valiant, which is also weak to fairy. But getting Valiant was a little bit of a strategic decision there, because this was round three, and I was like, maybe I would get sniped on Valiant if I don't take it right now. So I took Valiant then, and I think Valiant's like probably one of the best draft mons that have been made. It's kind of fraudulent, people say, but like I don't know. I'd never really gotten to use it in draft, but I think it can do a lot. Again, I like Pokemon that are really versatile, and Iron Valiant is a really Swiss Army knife. You can make it do whatever you want. Be fast, hit hard on special, physical, run Destiny Bond utility, Encore, Hypnosis. Do whatever you want. Plus a free Quark Drive boost. Hello. Yeah, so that's why I got Valiant. Oh, another rule I forgot to say. So basically, in this draft, we were allowed to draft three Ubers at a time. Like you can have three Ubers on your team, but for a battle, you can only use two. Like that makes some sense, I guess. Why am I saying that somebody else made this rule? I made this rule. It made sense to me in my brain because last season what happened was that everybody just kept on bringing their three Ubers, and it got kind of repetitive and boring. So I wanted to like have a limit on how many Ubers you can use in the barrel. So like you can mix and match some combinations and stuff like that. So now I'm actually really weak to fairy. So I decided to get a poison type, and I got Clodsire. So Clodsire is a good specially bulky Pokemon, which resists fairies obviously. Also beats steel types that can give not really any one problem. Like I'm not really weak to steel now that I think about it. Kind of weak to ground though, but I have Yveltal, so I'll be fine. Uh, but yeah, it can set up hazards. Um, it can act as a very good deterrent to set up mobs with unaware. It can be a Kyogre check with water absorb. Just depends on what you want to do in the matchup, honestly. So Clodsire is really good there, and plus it's cute. Next, I wanted like a bulky water type after this, and I decided to go with one I have not really used before. I used it for like a season, like not like a complete season, even. It was a transaction I did at some point, but it was pretty solid. So and it was like in a mix and mega league though, so that doesn't really count because I didn't really get to use that Pokemon in particular. So I went with Primarina. Now I know I'm doubling up on fairy types, but since Valiant is more of an offensive threat, I decided to go with Primarina because this gives me like something that can take on dragons for real. Like it can take hits, and then also dish back because like Primarina is surprisingly really strong. So a strong special attacker gets flip turn, gets encore. I love encore. That's thanks to Beery. Um, and Scald is good always. Can run a very good assault vest set, choice specs, even choice scarf or boots, leftovers, calm mind, whatever. Dude, this shit can do whatever it wants. So that's what I've been liking about all these specs till far. Even though Miraidon might seem like a little bit one dimensional, but it's really not. It can still do a lot. And then Yveltal can do a lot, Valiant can do a lot, Clodsire can try to do a lot, and then Primarina obviously does a lot. Now I want like so Claude. The problem with Clodsire sometimes can be that it's a little too passive to beat fairy types. So I decided to go with like a more offensive, bulky steel type. And what better than the god of Pokemon, Arceus Steel itself? Honestly, I got this idea. I totally stole this idea from my friend Jelly. Because he drafted Arceus Steel with his team of Zacian plus Necrozma, Duskmane, which honest, not Duskmane, sorry, Ultra Necrozma, my bad. And that's like another scary thing, but he's not in my division, so I'm fine there. So I took his idea of Arceus Steel because I thought, you know, it looks pretty good. Like on paper, it looks really good. It can defog. It's a good revenge killer with extreme speed. Hits hard. Set up rocks, taunt, whatever. Again, RCS is a Swiss Army knife. You can make it do whatever you want. Plus 120 base stats across the board. Sign me up. So that's why I drafted RCS Steel because I also really needed a steel type. And now my Fairy Dragon Steel core is complete. Not that I really care about it. I do. But anyway. So after this, I was feeling a little bit weak to ground because Miraidon and Arceus Steel, both of them are weak to ground. And I have a flying type already. But I was like, maybe I should get a grass type. But like I also wanted something that can take benefit of the electric terrain, right? Because like I'm setting it, might as well use it for like in my team. So I decided to go with the grass type that synergizes in electric terrain, which there really are not a lot of because the electric grass types are a Rotom which like levitates, so doesn't really get that much benefit, I think. And then Electrode Hisoi is fast, but doesn't since Terra is banned, it doesn't do much, even though it's really good. But I decided to go with Iron Leaves because that's another Pokemon I have never really used. And its Psyblade gets a stab, not like a stab. I think it gets a 50% boost in electric terrain, which is crazy good. And it can act like a wall breaker. It can use Sword Stance with booster speed. Again, options. I love my options. It is a little weak to U-turn, I would say, because of the quad weakness, but it has decent bulk, I think. From what I remember, it has decent bulk. So with investment, it should work. I have been speaking a lot, haven't I? I do yap a lot. Anyway, but I think Iron Leaves is solid. It works well in the terrain. And yeah, now I have to co-op try Pokemon on my team. Honestly, I at one point I was like, maybe I should just go all like fully Quark drive, but then that's not possible because there are only like nine. No wait, there's actually like 12, I think. 11, 10, maybe I don't know the exact number. Plus somebody drafted Threads. It's like Threads is my favorite Pokemon. Why would you draft it? Like not like most favorite ever. That's luxury, but like I love using Threads and draft. I'm getting distracted. Anyway, so something to resist ground, something that can take advantage of electric terrain, and that was Iron Leaves. Anyway, moving on. Next pick was Cerulege because I wanted a fire type with like base 85-ish speed. You'll see why. So I drafted Cerulege, which is really cool because I love using Cerulege. It's a great physical attacker with Poltergeist and Bitter Blade. It it's this is a little one dimensional because most of the times you wanna run like boot sets with like bulk up slash weak armor or sword stance weak armor, something like that. But weak armor helps it boost its speed a lot, and that's I would say that's really cool. And with sometimes the single sword stance and the speed boost, you that takes you a really long way. So I like Cerulege for that. It also gets Shadow Sneak, which is great priority. So yeah, that's why I got Cerulege. After this, I was looking into some hazard control, and I was like, maybe I should get a rapid spinner. But I also was like, maybe I should get an unburden user as well, because like I have terrain, right? I wanna use it. So I went through like showdown, and I was like, hazard control with like unburden, please. And I had one option which I'm not really happy about because like it's a very mediocre Pokemon, I would say. But again, I've never used it, so I don't know. It's Hitmonlee. It's a Gen 1 fighting type with like pretty alright stats. Nothing stands out about it. Its special defense is decent, I would say. Its move pool is fine. It gets rapid spin. That's it. I'm not really too convinced with this, but you know, I just got it. I wanted some priority to go with here, go with this fast team because obviously opposing priority can be annoying, and I do have extreme speed, but that may not be enough. So I went with what I would think is the best priority spammer in Gen 9 in Lokex. Dude, I have been following like r slash Stunfisk, and this thing just kills everything in UU, I feel like. It's so good. Like, it just clicks first impression and U turn. That's it. That's all it does. Maybe knock off sometimes, but it literally just clicks first impression. And it's like, that's, I think, the strongest priority move in the game because extreme speed is 80 and I think first impression is 90. So, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty straightforward Pokemon. And then lastly, I had some points left. I just was like, you know what, just might as well get a levitate user with some utility, and that is Cryogonal. That's it. There is no reason for this. I also did not have an ice type, so I was like, you know what, fair enough. I'll take it. So yeah, that's the squad for SGL season 2. As you can see, the speed tiers are really good. I don't really have like a massive gap anywhere except like 85 to 60, but then at that point I stopped caring about gaps. uh, yeah. Schedule's not up yet because we're not technically done with the draft, but yeah, I'm excited. I am not promising weekly uploads. Honestly, I don't know how busy I am going to be in my life, but we'll see. So, yeah, see ya some other time, and thanks for watching.